All right, here we are, day 4 of the WingFoil Racing World Cup here in Italy. We are live, first time ever in WingFoil Racing World Cup history. I'm one of your hosts, commentators, Chris Musel. I've been here all week with Mirko Babini, who's running basically everything here. What's up, Mirko?
Hello. It's been a really long week, but full of action, and it looks awesome for the next races.
Awesome. We've got about 5 minutes. Let's bring up to speed what's going on. Right now we got split up after this morning into men's gold, silver, and bronze. The women continue to race as a full fleet. We've got just under 5 minutes left till the first men's gold fleet. We will be live with the men's gold and then the women's. So it goes men's gold, then there'll be a men's silver fleet race, then women's, then men's bronze fleet. So we will be live just for the men's gold and then the women's after the silver. 5 races this afternoon, and yeah, we're really excited to watch it. You can also watch all these races on the tracker, so check that out. We're just getting our tracker up and live. Let me take a look back here, Mirko. About 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's look at the conditions here this morning. Actually, it was pretty lighter than they thought. The wind is back up.
Yes, I mean, we have a really strange condition, which are not the usual condition. The direction is Mistral, but usually we have Mistral with with a blue sky, sunny condition. We are in the middle of low pressure, which is mainly on the southeast of the island, and this is why it's particularly cloud, a lot of humidity on up to the northeast on the mountain. And this is why we have this up and down wind, really gusty. This morning we had sometimes 6 and sometimes 18, which make the condition pretty challenging to all the competitors. And but now it seems that it's getting a little bit more, and hopefully it's going to be a really good breeze, good wind for all the competitors.
Yep, and we're sticking right out here in the water. Our camera's shaking. Geez, I hope that stays on. Hey, the biggest story this morning was we've got about 3 minutes to the start of the men's gold. Maddalena Spanu of Italia won all 3 races this morning, went from like 5th or 4th overall to 1st overall, and so she leads the women's fleet right now. And what's at stake, you can see the scores right there. She really just launched this morning, really steady. She said she was super worried about falling off the foil. Many riders this morning fell off the foil during the race. It was very challenging, but she stayed on. Manon, who was dominant in winning almost all the races before from France, she faltered just a little bit, but it's just super tight right there at the top. You can see those scores. Really what these women are racing for this afternoon is to stay in the top 9 so they can have just a fast track to tomorrow's medal series, and anyone after that has to race for the golden ticket race tomorrow. But here we go. We have 2 minutes to the men's. Really also dominant in the men's was Mathis Guillot from France, won all of his races. He really has a chance to actually lock in his world championship, or at least get a really big lead on being the world champion this year. So about 140, Mirko.
Yes, we will see the starting line is setting up. We can see that everyone is foiling, so that means that the wind is okay. The start will be between the race committee boat, is a big sailing vessel, and the orange mark that we are just on the we can see easily on the screen. Let's see how if they're gonna split and go for a port start or all on starboard, because with these conditions sometimes it's better the right side of the course, because they're going to start upwind. So it's going to be really important maybe to avoid one tack and go straight to the right side of the course to hit the lane line. So it's a minute to go, and they are all testing the starting line, and let's see what they're going to do, which kind of tactics they're going to play, if they will be on port or all on port, is going to be pretty important. I mean, Gold Fleet, we have really 20 competitors that they know what to do and they know where to go.
Yeah, they had to fight to get to this position, and like we said, Mathis Guillot, Julian Ratotti was going in and out of first, and Janka Kamil Manowiecki from Poland. So we have 30 seconds here. Like you said, I think we're actually getting a little bit of a mix of what side people people might be choosing, but we'll see. We have 20 seconds left. Everyone kind of has to stay on foil here. It's not like dinghy racing. 15 seconds to go. Looks like we have some port, quite a big group of, is it showing there too on the tracker? Quite a big group of port tack starters. 6, 5, 4. Here we go. You can see it on your screen. One starboard tacker. Gong rider here. Here we go. About most of the fleet starting on port. Just about 4 or 5 starboard tackers. And let's see who we have up here on top. Definitely those who started at the pin, or at least the buoy end of the line on port, are on top of the fleet. We've got...
We can spotted Ratotti. We can spotted the guy on the ozone, which it might be Camille.
Yeah,
pretty
right.
sure it's Camille Manovieci, and Capuzzo was the one that started on starboard. So let's see what the tactics will be. Probably they decided because it was a big gust coming from the left side. So this is why we saw the main group going on port.
Cool. One thing that we learned from the previous racing, even though it was a little bit lighter, you can look upwind here. As you look at these racers, there's a bit of pumping going on. They all have between like 400 and 540, 550 square centimeter front foils. So they're really tiny, and you can see they're just continue to pump a little bit with their legs. When they're in the gust, they can just lean off. But right now you can see how gusty it is. If you see that board going up and down, it's because they're trying to keep those tiny little foils going, because once they get up and rolling, they're super fast.
Yes, but just to let you know, they are keep pumping on the upwind, because most of the time pumping during the upwind, they keep the higher mode.
Yep.
So to keep the higher mode and the speed, they pump a lot just to gain more upwind space. So they are already on the ley line on the starboard, we can see.
Yep, and let's see who came out of that. The boats that started, the riders that started on port. And if we look down to that leeward end,
we can see Capuzzo on port.
Yep, Francesco Capuzzo was the one who started on starboard. He looks like he's getting ahead if we agree that that's Manovietsky.
Yes.
In first, and then second, who do we have there? That's Ratotti in third.
Yes, is Ratotti. No, I don't think it's Ratotti, and Nicolo Spano, because he's the Gastra, the gray Gastra.
Okay, gotcha.
Number 15, and the tracker give us in one of the top 3 also Ernesto De Amicis, which is the north in our right corner of the screen.
Cool. And Francesco Capuzzo in...
I think he's in third.
In third place. Okay, cool. So as we go down, we're rounding the... So we're on the downwind leg.
Yeah.
Let's catch up here. We're on the downwind leg. Everyone the lead group went off on starboard. One, probably 6th place rider went off on port. Who do we have there in first right now? We have to reload that. We have Francesco Capuzzo. Okay, so we've got...
Matteo Dussarp is the second.
Okay, so we got that's Francesco Capuzzo with the gong wing in first. Sorry about that, everyone. We lost a little bit of the tracking. And with actually a pretty big lead. So we know that Capuzzo started out at the pin, came in from the port side, and rounding the leeward mark... That is an ozone rider in first.
Which is Camille, because he's on the red beep.
So I think we do. We have Camille Manovietsky in first. I guess that is Capuzzo in second. Sorry about that. We kind of lost the rider there. And finishing first in that race, Francesco Capuzzo in second. Great form from Capuzzo. And what a race. Manovietsky, on the ozone, 100% double profile, 2 skins on that wing. Sorry we lost track of that, ladies and gentlemen. But what a great beat. It came out the way we thought. So Manavietsky was the lead Portac starter.
Nicolo Spano was in third.
And then Nicolo Spano from Italy was in third. He was seventh coming into this gold fleet. His sister, I believe it is, right?
Yeah.
Maddalena is in first in the women's overall. So there you have it for that first men's race. We've got Kamil Manavietsky with that Ozone 100% double profile wing in first. He won the pin, or basically won the pin on port, and but on starboard was Francesco Capuzzo.
So both sides of the hand there was pay well.
Yep.
So it's a different tactics, and the speed and the right maneuver was the right things to do. And it seems that the one on the right side and the other one on the left, both of them, they got in first and second spot. Filippo Spano, obviously we know in this kind of condition he keep really, and he pump a lot. We saw him pump it a lot. And also Matteo Dussarp and Ernesto De Amicis also, they were on the top 5 as far as we saw in our tracking.
Cool. Yeah, and you know, it was really great to see. We have a little, we won't go to it necessarily right now, but we have a little feature. We talked about all the details of these new wings. Most of these are production wings. Some of them are prototypes, but everyone is testing out different versions of what they're calling double profile, 2 skins, to make a more aerodynamic shape, a more efficient wing-like shape. And it's just great to see that they're all finishing really close to each other. That Gaster kite is of a super low stretch material. I can't remember. You can see it right there. Spanu's wing, that's a Gaster wing right there. And then the Gong wing that Capuzzo was using was a 50%. So just a little membrane from the leading edge on the inside of the wing down to the middle of the wing, and not all the way to the end. And then Kamil Manavietsky with a full double skin Ozone.
Yes, exactly. We are in a process where we can see a lot of prototype as well. As you mentioned, we have a full wing and so on. So I think we might end up in some video that explain.
Yeah, well, I think we have a little bit of time, so let's take a look at that feature. So we talked to Kamil Manavietsky and then Oran Siris from the women's fleet about. All right, I am Chris Museler. We are here at the WingFoil Racing World Cup in Italy. The entire world is looking at this racing, not just because they want to see top competitors, but also because this is where equipment is being developed around the world to go into the racing market, the recreational market. The sport's still super young. We have Oran from France, who rides for Starboard and Free Wing. And then we have Kamil from Poland, who rides for Ozone and
many other sponsors. I have the Attack boards as a board, the Chubanga foil mainly.
All right, we want to find out the main difference between these race wings and the ones that people use on the beach. So, Kamil, what are the main 3 differences between the Ozone wings and the wings that people have on the beach?
So the wings that people have on the beach, these look more like these 2 on the left and my right. So it's basically flat inside, it's 1 layer. However, these 2 have slightly more of a double surface. The Fusion is full double surface, which creates more aerodynamic. We're the only wing with the ribs, which through the inlets, like here, which we remove from the plane before the flight, we can put the pressure inside and basically have super crazy speeds like the Squirrel wetsuit. That's what it was basically based on when developing this wing. And these guys reach up to 100 kilometers an hour. So yeah, this is just really fast.
Cool. Oran, you have the Free Wing, and it's a little bit different than the Ozone, which has 100% double profile. What are the 2 main differences between the Free Wing and the wings on the beach?
Okay, so mine is just around 30% of the double profile. That is good for racing because you can get some more angle, especially during upwind. And the material, it's Alula Iris. It's even lighter than normal Alula for more trench.
Yeah,
and the canopy, it's Ultra X canopy. It's super performant and more durable and even lighter than the normal one.
What Oran said was that one of the main differences between the wings on the beach and these, we have double profiles. There's certain depth differences of the profiles. This one's around 40% of the length or the chord length of the wing. the gong is around 50%, and you have 100% double skin or double profile. Oran said that they go upwind a little bit better. Do these wings go downwind any better than normal wings?
It's definitely different strategy for downwind. Definitely can go faster. For someone who takes it the first time, definitely it's gonna be harder. That's for sure. But if you get into that and you get these tricks kind of, then yeah, it's overall faster. Also downwind.
These are the cutting edge of wing technology and wing performance, and it's probably not for everyone. But do you think that this kind of style of wing will be for people on the beach, maybe in production kites next year or the year after? Do you think these will get popular with regular people?
I think it's depends what the people are looking for. If you are looking for like speed and racing, if you want to go super fast with good angle, yes, for sure you can use it. But for me, I'm more a free rider, like I like freestyling and everything. So if I go just to chill, I will use normal one because I want to just go super high and do some tricks. So this is not the good wing for that.
Perfect. And then how about for you, Camille? Do you think any of this technology will reach the normal people?
I agree with what Dorian said that this is the wing that goes upwind, downwind, reaches really fast and faster than any others. But for the freestyle, it's not the one even I would go for. However, for the normal people, you said if it's going to be already in the market, it is already on the market. Plenty of people who asking about it. They want to improve in the local races. They want to be faster than anyone else. And this is definitely the go-to.
Fantastic. Thank you both so much for telling
Thank
us
you.
about all the differences. And wow, I mean, we see any one of these can win a race, and it's great to hear about the differences, and we'll see if regular people are using them in the next couple months and years. This is the women's.
We are here. We are live. We are live.
All right, we have less than a minute to go here. We are on the women's race 1 of the afternoon. And again, another big lineup on port. And we saw that worked out in the men's race. And let's see who we're looking at here right now. Just a couple seconds left till this start. You can see everyone lining up, almost the whole fleet on port. There's one starboard tacker. Here we go, 2, 1, and there we go, right off the line. It looks like Nia Suardiaz on starboard, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 riders on port crossing Nia Suardiaz. And let's see who they are. So one thing we do remember from that first race, the one person that started on starboard came out of the left to be in the top 3. But this group is pretty launched. Everyone else who started on, that's actually about just a little over half the fleet started on port. We do know that that was Nia Suardiaz heading on starboard, so she's still going off to the left side of the course. And who else do we have here leading the right side, Mirko?
Yeah, we have the Manon Pianassa. He went on that group on port together with Lucie Belbioc and Isette Segura. They are the 3 leader now on port, and Maddalena Spano just behind those 3 also on port.
Awesome. And that was Maddalena, who won all the races this morning and kind of took the throne or whatever away from Manon, who was winning all the races the last couple days. So there's a little bit, Manon's coming back on form with her duotone wing that she got from, who is that? Oh, there we go.
We can see Manon with the Vayu.
Oh, the Vayu, sorry,
Vayu
that's right.
said, yeah.
She got that from Oscar Leclerc. She doesn't have a sponsor right now. Sorry, that was a Vayu wing, and she's been sailing super, super fast. There we go, zooming in close, and let's see. Still on port tack for quite a while. Actually, the men started tacking a little bit sooner than that. Let's take a look on the left side of the course and see where Nia Suardiaz is ending up. So we got Manon, who is leading the group on the right side of the course, who looks like she just tacked. And then how are we doing on the left side of the course right now?
Yeah, they are all tacking before, so they are all eating the ley line. Probably has been a shift of the wind. This is why they went a little bit up to the line to get a different ley line for Mark 1. So it's definitely something happened to the wind that went a little bit to the left.
So there. there's your third leader. I think that's Manon, with the Vayu wing on starboard. She had a second and third this morning, I think that was.
Nia and Madalena.
And Nia Suardiaz and Madalena. So Nia actually kind of started going to the left side of the course, got right back in, and Madalena looks like she passed a couple boards in the top of that beat. But if Nia Suardiaz makes this mark, she will be in second place. There's Manon continuing her winning ways from earlier in the week, rounding first. They're off on a reach right now. So, yep, Nia Suardiaz just squeaking in under Madalena Spanu, and really, what a fantastic beat that was. So if you won the left, you're in the top three. If you won the right, you're winning.
Yes, but I can tell you, this wind, you have to keep your eyes quite wide open. You never know. There is not a fix side to go. Usually it's better on the right side, but you need always to keep one eye on the center to the left, because it can switch quite quickly.
You could see Nia Suardiaz not giving Madalena any room. She's pumping to go higher, like Mirko was talking about, just to get up underneath her so she doesn't get rolled over. Who do we have there in fourth there? Can you see that on the tracker?
On fourth is Carolina.
Okay, cool.
From Poland.
Yep. And so there we go. Manon rounds first. Nia Suardiaz just holds on to second ahead of Madalena. And then Carolina from Poland is in fourth place. And there's a little bit of a gap there behind fourth place. This breeze, here we go. We're going on the downwind leg, and you're going to see a lot of pumping here to keep the apparent wind forward. There goes Madalena jibing. It looks like...
Yeah, also they are keep pumping to be more deeper on the downwind, because every meter that you can get on the deeper angle, you gain.
Who's that on the Nash wing? Do you remember who that was?
Yeah, Costi Emilia.
Yeah.
The Greek one.
Yep, Costi Emilia. So let's see the Greek into the top five. Hopefully, it's nice to see a different brand, Nash, normally known for beach, super beachy sports, coming into the race scene as well. It's getting, it's a little puffy coming into that jibe, that leeward mark at least.
Yeah, so Manon still leading, and Nia, she got a little advantage to Madalena for the last region.
Downwind leg. Yep. So this is fantastic. It's nice to have this perspective. Very different than the kite foil racing we were watching last week with the IKA. But here we are coming into the finish. There's the Greek with the Nash sail. But coming into the finish, we already have Manon finish from France first, second Nia Suardiaz from Spain, and third Madalena Spanu from Italy. What a fantastic first race. Fantastic seeing the riders come through right now. Great breeze. Glad we waited. Get rid of the rain, get the breeze in. And so obviously that's a fantastic finish for that DAP group. But that is, Mirko, it seems to me that in some of these groups, there's some similarities in each race. We have some of the same top four women in this race. Nia Suardiaz kind of fell back a little bit now. She's the tour leader and she's coming back.
Yes, but compared to last year, we can say now they are more close to each other.
Absolutely.
It's not just a leader always on top. If you make a mistake, you will not win.
Yep.
We all know from last year when also Manon, she was competing on the World Cup racing here in Cagliari.
Yep.
And she's coming from the IQ foil. She know how to race. She got comfortable with her wing and confident on the high speed, and we can really see that's great racing tactics. And
the top 10 all finished within 30 seconds or less.
Yeah.
So you're right. The level is getting higher all the time. We're going to get a chance to see how close that level is in the golden ticket race too tomorrow, when we have the 10 through 20 with the women and 10 through 63 with the men all racing together. So that'll be a good gauge to see where everyone stands together tomorrow morning.
Yeah, let's see. Now I think we can show the result of the men of the previous gold.
Yep, here we go. So this is the overall right now, so it wasn't that actual race.
Yeah.
But if we look at our list from
But
before,
you can see last race. You can see
the last race.
who is spotted.
Okay.
So Camille was first, second Capuzzo, and third Nicolos Pano.
there we go. Okay, cool.
And so now the overall standing is still Mathis Guillot, which is scored 12.
Right, but a
on-
lot closer. That's a throwout race for Mathis Guillot.
Yes, Camille still second, Julien Ratoti, which is scored fifth on the gold, still on third, and Capuzzo fourth, Ale Tomasi on fifth, which also is scored 14 on the previous,
Yep.
and Matteo Dusarp, which it was really a great result for him on the first gold, and Nicolos Panu and Luca Franchi 8, Bastien Escoffet on 9, and closed the top 10, Oscar Leclerc.
Right, and you see Bastian and Oscar down at the bottom there. They both fell in the water and had a really tough racing this morning. So look for them to move up, possibly. But this is a super deep fleet. Like you said, the top 20, this gold fleet, everyone can get themselves into the top 5, right?
Exactly, and you can see the difference between the top 3 is just 1 point on the top 3 and just a few other points on the top 6, 7. So everything can change. It's going to be a great battle until the end of the day. I mean, until the end of tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see we have about 3 minutes and 20 seconds to the men's gold. One thing that I want to let everyone know is that this morning they were split into 3 groups. So a couple of those riders, there were 3 first places, there were 3 second places, there were 3 third places. So a lot of times when you have fleets split into 3 groups and then you combine them or at least move up to another fleet like the gold fleet, they have really low scores that can be really close to each other.
Yes, super low. And also when you play with this card, this morning we managed to reach 7 opening series race.
They can throw out their worst races. How many?
Exactly, the 2.
2, okay.
To throw up, and then this is why the points are pretty close between the top. So it's going to be really important now with the best competitors. They are all in gold, so honestly it's the first time that they start to compete between each other, and this is why they're getting closer and closer, and this is why the gold fleet is awesome to see, because you never know, you make a mistake on gold and you're not going to win.
Correct. Yeah, it's not as easy right now. And we saw one rider there in the middle of the starting line doing their pre-race homework jump up in the air a little bit. There's still some debris, some seaweed, some plastic bags, unfortunately. So people have to do what they can to get their foils clean.
Yeah, I guess that most of the time, I mean, here we are pretty lucky. It's really difficult to get plastic things on the sea. We are really lucky here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a clear water and pretty clean. But I guess that is a use that you get to, and you jump and you check your foil just to have more confidence about it.
Absolutely, yeah. Like when in sailboats you back down before a race, you just want to know, is there anything on my foil?
Exactly.
Perfect. We got about 1:30 to go here to this start. The breeze seems pretty consistent right now. Like we said, you can see from those beautiful drone shots that we're getting, it is puffy. And like Mirko said, it's offshore here, right in the little bay, that you really need to keep your head kind of on a swivel, like some people say.
Yeah, so next signal that we will see on the race committee boat is going to be the uniform, which will be removed in a couple of seconds now.
Is that a U flag?
Yeah, it's the U flag. Uniform flag.
Yep,
you will see now.
Boom. So that's 1 minute left to the start.
Yep.
And both starts for men and women, it was about more than half the men's fleet started on port in the men's gold first race, and about half or a third of the women started on, actually about half of the women started on port as well. So let's see, you definitely see all these riders lining up. We are looking down the line. The wind is coming from our right side if you're looking at the screen right here. And again, a lot of riders lining up on the left side of the course if you're looking upwind and for Portac start. So we have about coming up on 20 seconds left. You can see they really want to stay up on their foils, because if you get stuck in a lull and fall off your foils, like that Armstrong wing just did, it's really hard to get back up.
So
Right.
we can really spotted Capuzzo leading the starboard part. So he's still confident on
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, we have half and half. So we have some of them, they went on port. super pumpy to
Yeah.
get out of the starting line.
And look at those
half
starboard
of the other.
tackers weaving through the port tackers. It's really the people on the starboard tack, the people coming from the committee boat side have the right of way. But man, that looked really tight going through there. Reminds me of the IQ foils when they're just going a million miles an hour. Closing speeds are around 30 knots for these riders when they're crossing like that.
Yeah, I mean, on the upwind is between 15 to 18 for the wing foiling, and when they pump, because they are not getting a lot of speed, they prefer to have an eye mode.
So here we go. Yep, Kamil Manavietsky also on top there, but also we have some new riders going in under there. I think that might be Oscar Leclerc with the Vayu, and then above him with the gong.
And then Ratotti just windward to Oscar Leclerc.
Cool. Yeah. So that do we have confirmed that that's Leclerc with the Vayu?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. Leclerc is he's not a sleeper. He's very well respected in this fleet. So like I said, he's sitting in 9th or 10th place overall, but expect to see him climb up. Kamil Manavietsky, who won that race, look at how locked in he is there, Mirko. Big wing, 6'4", 6'5". Pumping to get a higher angle, but look at the difference there on that beat. Look at how much they opened up. He and, is that Capuzzo right next to him in a pink helmet?
Yeah.
Yep. So Francesco Capuzzo. Now, we have a whole fleet that started on port that are, still all the way off on that right side of the course. Let's see.
Yeah, but was
that
the
was
right
Manavietsky.
choice?
That was Manavietsky.
Yeah,
that tacked over.
Manavietsky, it was the right decision to go and start.
Yep.
On the starboard side.
Okay, cool. Yep, so Manavietsky went all the way over to the right side of the course, tacked right on the ley line, big lead. He's hammering. I think he's trimmed as tight as he was upwind on that down, offset leg. So really fantastic. I think, is that still Capuzzo in second?
No, it's Matteo Dussarp.
Oh, okay, cool.
Matteo Dussarp and Julien Ratotti and Oscar Leclerc
Cool.
and
So
Nicolas Pano.
Cool.
Those are the top 5.
Gotcha. So really what we saw is those two who were on port really opened up from the fleet, tacked inside of them on the ley line. There goes Kamil Manavietsky. Really incredible form from that guy who was only on proper race gear a year ago this time here in Italy.
Yeah, but he trained a lot and he committed to racing, WingFoil racing, and he's a guy that when he started to be committed, he put under than 10% of himself, and this is the result.
Right, absolutely. We're looking down through the fleet. Let's see if we get those scores back up.
Nice shot from this perspective.
Awesome. You can see how everyone's standing a lot more upright on these downwind legs. They're just trying to go as deep as possible. Obviously, they'd love to load their foils up quite a bit more, but now they've drived on the port jibe, heading towards that leeward mark, and up high. I think Manavietsky is kind of going low and a little bit slower than the rest, but I think VMG, so his velocity made good heading to the mark, looks a little bit better. Jibing back for the ley line to the leeward mark. Look at that. Some downwing jibes, some regular jibes. It's fantastic. So here we go. Kamil Manavietsky rounding the leeward mark in first, just like he did in the first Gold Fleet men's race. Back foot, back in the straps, on the bottom reach. Got a little bit of everyone's getting a little loose in the back end. We have one rider in the water. And who is that? So we've got Oscar Leclerc.
Yeah, on second, I guess it's Ale Tomasi.
Okay.
It seems to be him. Maybe he doesn't have the tracking that work, but it was definitely Ale Tomasi.
Okay, gotcha. And so
Matteo
we have
Dussarp and Nicolas Pano.
Okay, gotcha. There's your order. And so Oscar Leclerc kind of is back in 5th, 6th,
and Guillaume,
6th place. And then
crossing now.
And Guillaume in around 7th or 8th place, 12th in the first race, 7th or 8th. For someone, Mathis Guillaume, who's on top of the world rankings right now, to have a 12th and a 7th or 8th?
Yeah,
where did that come from?
From the starting decision. We can see they wanted to start on starboard and they went on the left side of the course. Him and Capuzzo, which obviously if they do a good start, they are able to win.
Right.
We know. But they went just on the wrong side, so it was a tactic mistake.
And like you were saying, I mean, on these beats where the wind is blowing off the shore here, and you're just right behind us, it's really puffy. And they're not tacking a lot, but it seems to me that they have to make that call early, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is kind of the season is typical of the foiling and the high speed discipline, sailing discipline. You have to have clear in your mind way before what you're gonna do, because otherwise it's too late. You can't change your decision when you are already on that side of the course. So this is why I guess that they know now. They will definitely have probably a different decision.
Cool. Well, hey, as we wait for the women's fleet, one thing that we know is that this sport is still, the WingFoil racing is still pretty new, but it's getting more and more professional, catching up with the Olympic kite foiling and all the other disciplines. Let's find out from Monika Mikkola from Finland, who went to Paris in the Ilka 6, the regular sailboat, and seeing how all these riders are upping their level and how an Olympian brings her focus and, high level to WingFoil racing. I am here with Monika Mikkola. We are here still at the WingFoil Racing World Cup here in Italy. And one of the reasons why we wanted to talk to Monika is you came from a kind of a different universe. You are an Olympic campaigner, Paris 24 in the Ilka 6, which is a one-person hiking sit-down dinghy. Super hard. What we wanted to find out from you is now you're in this universe of WingFoil racing. What are some of the biggest differences between the level of preparation equipment yourself from the Olympics to here in WingFoil racing? Is it pretty similar? Is the level pretty high in both equipment and your personal preparation, or is it a little different?
Well, coming from obviously the laser, the Ilka 6, it's a one design class, so everyone has the same equipment. So there isn't that much tuning of the equipment and changing of the equipment because we cannot change anything. Literally, one extra rope in the boat, it's illegal. So there is no room to fix your gear or change anything. So in terms of that, this world is completely different. Everyone has so much gear, they're tuning all the time, testing new things. There's prototypes coming every week or so. People are with all kinds of wings and foils and boards, and I guess now there's the new double sleeve profile wings coming, which seem pretty fast. So in terms of the gear, I think wingfoiling definitely has a one step up on the laser. But then when it comes to like actual training and like the structure, I do think Olympic sailing still is a bit more structured. Like you see a lot of people with well thought out training programs, and they travel all around and they rock up to the venues like months before to train. And obviously we spent 3 years in Paris, in Marseille, training for the games, and I think for that, wingfoiling isn't really on that level yet. There are a few coaches actually here for people, but it's still mostly you're on your own, which is not the case with the Ilka 6.
When we pre-talked about this whole thing, you found yourself a little bit beachier in terms of your approach to this event, more relaxed in your equipment. But are you bringing some of that kind of more structured approach to preparation and training from your Olympic campaign to here?
Well, I'm definitely used to the long training days and the spending a lot of time on the water. So that's what I actually did after the games. I got some racing gear and I did spend a lot of time on the water to be able to be comfortable on the water. But I came here with a bit of like, oh, we'll see how it goes, and it's nice and it's something new. And actually, I think what is very beachy and cruisy for me still is quite unknown in this circuit. So for example, this morning I came here like hour and a half before the meeting and nobody was here. So I was like, okay, right.
You're still doing pretty good.
Yeah, let's relax a little bit. Olympic sailing, obviously, things can get quite intense. People have put in a lot of effort, money, time to be the best. So this is definitely a friendly environment.
Cool, and maybe one day this sport will kind of work its way into that corner of the universe. But now the next question is, let's just talk basically about the craft. Slow boats versus fast foiling craft. What do you like better right now?
Well, right now, obviously, my heart is with the foiling. Like, I lived my life in 4 knots. And it was nice.
With the Ilka 6.
With the Ilka 6, yeah. Obviously, we went, if you got into double digits of like 10 knots and above, you were going so quick. And here, just to fly, you need to go 10 knots. So it's completely different world. So all I know about time and distance and approaching people, it's completely different to what I'm used to, but I absolutely love it. I'm so stoked to be here, and everyone is pushing so hard. All the girls are charging, but it's great. I love the speed. I want to get more.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Monica.
No,
it's
thank
great to
you.
learn from you on your side of things, and I'm glad to see you're catching on pretty quick. So thanks for sharing your experience.
Thank you.
Cheers. All right, here we are. We've got the women's leaderboard. We're about to get to women's race 7 open fleet. They are in their second race. This will be their second race of the day. And so we got Manon Pianazza moving into the lead after winning that race. Madalena got third. It's still really close. Nia Swardia is still hanging out in third, and Carolina still right behind them.
Yes, and for sure they are really. It's going to be another battle on the next heat, the next race. 45 seconds to go. The good thing is we have Monica Mikola on 9, Izet Sigura on 10, Oran 8, and Marta Monge on 7, and amazing 5th place for the previous race for Emilia Costi.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Yeah, it was really a good race for her as well. So those are the top 10 right now. Almost 20 seconds to go for the next race.
Yep, and looking at this breeze right now, we were noticing plenty powered up upwind, downwind for all these riders. They're just working hard at sailing deep. So we got 10 seconds left for the women's right now. Let's see who's lining up. A lot of port tackers in this fleet right now. It's about half the fleet right now.
Yeah, we understand that obviously the girl they are looking on the men fleet. Clear start again, so that's really good that they keep clear start.
And there's Nia again on starboard with about 7 riders starting on port just ahead of her. So definitely the group starting off the pin end of the line on port, heading to the right side of the course, are leading the fleet right at the moment.
Yeah, we can see almost the same name on the top. There is, we can see Maddalena on the right side of the group, and then Manon Pianazza on the YU, the yellow leading edge, and Carolina and Lucie Belbeoc.
Fantastic. And let's see how this goes. You can see, looking at this screen right now, what a great drone shot. Puffs are coming down. Kind of, if I looked at this, there's a little bit of a light spot in the middle of the course. And then, as you can't see it anymore right now, but on the right side of the course, there looks like a little bit more breeze. That dark water shows us a little bit more breeze on the water to the right side of the course. So you look for this group to tack as soon as they get into that, if it's close to the ley line.
Yeah, they still have some space to go to the ley line.
Yep, there's Madalena and Manon. And who's that in the gong wing again, up on top there?
Is the red beep.
Yeah, we have Madalena there to the middle, in the middle of that group right there. And then that gong rider to the left right there that we're looking, still in a pink jersey. Okay, we got Spanu and Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be Carolina Kluzinska. Fantastic. Okay. Yep. So Madalena's in really great shape. It's really a battle between Madalena and Manon right now. Let's look for Nia Swardias. She looks like, at least on the rankings right now, she looks like she could be leading coming out of the left side. So let's see where she is.
We can see some speed between 15 to 16 knots on the leg upwind.
Cool. Yep. And there is Nia Swardias, but I think we had her not quite in the lead. Or maybe she is the leader. You can see the breeze is actually filled in quite nicely up there. Not as many holes as we thought for the top.
Yeah, we have Manon Pianazza is leading now, rounding Mark 1.
Okay.
And Nia again on second, and Madalena
on
just
third
with
again.
And the blue gong on the right side.
Who is
that? Right side on the blue gong.
Do you know who that is? All right, here we go. So you see that group? We're in that. We're in that group right now. Same as before. We got Nia and Madalena. Nia does not want these riders to go over the top of her, so she's pumping up high. They're sailing a lot of extra distance, too, on that reach just to avoid getting rolled. That's a group effect.
No, I think they're trying to looking into the gust that they are coming. Okay. Green board, they are really close. She's rounding the mark, just really close to
so Manon.
Nia
Just drives in front of Nia. We're just still trying to identify that gong rider. Sorry about that, everyone. But Nia and Manon, there's nothing in it between Nia and Manon in the top two. And then Madalena as well. So there's Nia in second. We're trying to read.
119.
119. 119, 110. All right, anyway, so here we go. Look at this crossing situation. Manon on starboard just gets Nia Suardiaz on starboard jibe. That is one of the closest crossings, not non-crossings, we've seen. So what a great battle downwind between Manon and Nia. So she rounds the leeward mark just ahead. Nia had to jibe inside of her to avoid the starboard tacker. And here they are coming to the finish. Manon and Nia, what a battle. Look at them locked in. All bundled up, all balled up, ripping into the finish. And it's Manon in Pianazza in first again. What a start to this afternoon series. And then Nia Suardiaz. So what a fantastic race. That was the move of the day. What time was this on this... 3:04.
No.
So we had one board down for Madalena. Gets in. I think let's look at these numbers here for Madalena. All right, and what a tight group. Mirko, you were talking about how much the level has grown in this fleet. We got one rider who crashed. Let's find out who that is.
Carolina. She was Carolina.
Right at the finish. But look at how close that pack is, Mirko.
Yes, because you can see already the top 5, 6, they were really close each other. But you can see the pack, middle pack, they're coming every second. There is one.
And here's our gong rider. Everyone, we'll figure out who that is. We're really sorry about that. But they just got up, crashed, and got up around the pin mark. Lost probably. Went from 4th to 8th or something like that, just getting around the mark. It's so sad. But man, what a race between Manon and Nia. Holy cow.
Amazing. Manon and Nia, they were really battling until the end, just a few meters beside them. It was Madalena not far away, and this green blue gong, which it might be or the Swiss or Charlotte.
Yeah, what a race. Once again, we'll find out who that gong rider was, who was right up in the top pack and then crashed right at the finish. Just have a hard time reading these bibs with their harnesses on. But what a race that was. Let's see. One takeaway on that was that both sides are winning. That's one really important factor here. And the other factor here is that on those downwind legs, they're sailing such deep angles that it's getting a lot more competitive.
Yeah, I would say, look, now we are looking at the previous, now the result, overall standing for the men. Mm-hmm. Camille Manofiacci, which he won again, now is leading.
Yep.
Julien Ratoti second, and Hale Tomasi on third, Francesco Capuzzo on fourth, Mathis Guillot on fifth.
What a big drop for Mathis.
Matteo
I mean,
Dusarbo
an 8
6,
and a
Nicolas
12.
Panu
Yep.
7, Bastien Escoffier 8, Luca Franchi 9, close the top 10, Oscar Leclerc. But again, everything can still happen because they are not far away on point on the top 5, as you can see, only 6 points.
Right, absolutely.
So you just made a couple of mistakes and you can go up and down on the overall standing.
Julien Ratati really staying consistent just to hang in there behind Camille, but really the big mover today in the wrong direction is Mathis Guillot, and I hope I didn't jinx him, as we're going to go into this men's third race of the day, third of 5 for the men's gold. I hope I didn't jinx him because he has to get in the top 4 to have a really strong, going into Brazil, strong position to hold the world title. And now things are starting to get a little dicey.
Honestly, knowing Matisse and the other, they are keep focusing on the best result they can get here, and I think they're not thinking about the final in Brazil so far. But they are really keen to get the best that they can here in Cagliari at the WingFoil World Cup in Sardinia, and as you know, it's really important to score a good result, every single gold, to get into the medal series with the highest ranking is possible, and maybe get some bullet for the grand final.
Cool.
So,
well, here we have 2 minutes and 25 seconds to the men's gold fleet race 3. I hope to see some of those crossing situations upwind and downwind, but downwind particularly, like that one between Neo Suarez and Manon Pianazza. That was really exciting. We saw that in the finals of the women's Cup 4 racing last week, and that was one of the most exciting moments of that event. So far, that cross was just so close. It was like America's Cup racing.
Yeah, but you see, it's really nice to also to see how they improve every single race and how the difference is on the upwind, the tactics. But again, everyone else on the downwind, they definitely go biggest swing, stay really vertical into the board, and keep the foil as flat as possible to be deep.
Right, it's a very different,
closer to the leeward mark as deep as possible.
Right, definitely different board angle downwind versus upwind, just to go lower.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, what a beautiful shot here. We got about a minute and 15 seconds to the start of the third men's Gold Fleet race. Remember, at the end of today, 1st through 9th are into the medal rounds, the medal series tomorrow, and then the rest have to fight it out through a different pathway. Here we are at 1 minute. At a minute, if you see a bunch of riders on starboard at a minute, that means they're going to probably end up on port at the start. So here we are, great shot looking down the line. If you're looking at your screen right now, the wind is coming from your right side, and the windward mark, the first mark, is on the right-hand side. We're coming up on about 35 seconds here. And is that Kamil Manavietsky? No, he doesn't have the red ozone. He has a bluish ozone.
This is Matisse.
Yep.
This is the pin.
Okay, yep, so the red and black.
They are close to the pin end. They're going to start on port at the pin end. Really 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 11, 12 is the group on port.
And Guillot, he wants this start. You can see he's trying to be the leader, the front of the pack on port tack. And 3, 2, 1. One starboard tacker, that's Francesco Capuzzo. And then Oscar Leclerc led off on port. And let's see, there Matisse, kind of in the middle of that port pack right there. It's a clear start, so no one was over. And wow, what a group. We got the North Sails rider there. But who is that Gong rider? That looks like maybe Bastien Escoffier on port. And then just below him, Matisse Guillot trying to hang in there. I guess if you had to call it, who's that leading out on
Matteo Dusarbo.
Okay, cool. And then is that Rafferty? We see Rafferty there.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, the other shark rider. So there's Matthias
It's
Guillot
Matthias Guillot
and Oscar
Luca
Leclerc.
Franchi.
Luca Franchi. Okay, fantastic. Look at that port group. Someone tacking out early, just getting gassed there. Oh, it's so painful when you don't make your tack. There's a lot of chop considering that the breeze is just a little bit offshore. But that pack, I mean, what'd you say? Well over 2/3 of the fleet started on port this time, and they're still heading off to the right side of the course. Who do we have leading there that we're looking at?
We have Matteo Dussarp, Matthias Guillot, and Luca Franchi are those you can see on the top, those three.
Cool.
They are on the top, and then Oscar Leclerc and Ernesto De Amicis and Spano Niccolò just behind.
Cool. We haven't seen Frankie up there too often.
No, but we know that he's really fast. He makes sometimes mistake during the starting, and this is why we didn't see him on the top. But I can tell you, if he nail a good start, he will be definitely on the leading pack.
Cool. And then we saw Matthias Guillot tack. He's right back up into the top of the pack. And then Oscar Leclerc right back into it, right behind Matthias Guillot. But in first place right now, let's see.
Let's see if there is a wind that give a left. The wind definitely now give a left, and the third time that Capuzzo go on starboard start and go to the left side of the course. Now he got it. He spotted the left rotation of the wind, and now he just stuck in front of all the fleet that coming on starboard. So
absolutely.
now Capuzzo is gonna round Mark 1 for first.
Yes, and Matteo Dussarp's just made it inside there, but Matthias Guillot got to roll. Oscar Leclerc is still up on top with Luca Franchi up above him. But man, Capuzzo, he started on port tack with he started starboard. That's right, and with about 4 riders that crossed him. And again, if you looked up when there was that big dark patch over there, but he was the only one to get it. So now
he was the only one believe it, I would say.
Who believed in it, right. But, in these puffy conditions, it's actually like, a pretty obvious little chessboard sometimes if you're paying attention. Yeah,
you have to pay attention. Again, as we said before, you have to keep watching. I mean, it's a gusty wind and it's a shifty wind. You need to be really open-minded and not to have a fixed tactics, but you have to understand.
So there we see Oscar Leclerc going right into a jibe. He had rounded in 3rd place. And, Francesco Capuzzo, he's been in the GWA and doing, slalom racing, hardcore. This is fantastic to see him on course racing, really showing what he can do. And there we see right in the middle of your screen, Oscar Leclerc. It's a really wide open downwind course right now.
Yeah, we can see and then we know that Francesco on the downwind is amazing because he's pumping like just Matisse maybe is pumping like him. So we can see Francesco with a really big lead now on the last reaching on starboard, crossing the finish line just in a few seconds. And Matthias Guillot just behind him. And Luca Franchi, as I told you, Luca Franchi is really fast. If he's gonna stay on top, then without mistake, it will be fast enough to stay on 3rd.
What a race for Francesco Capuzzo. There is Matthias Guillot, that's second,
Oscar Leclerc and
Luca Franchi. So what a race that was for Francesco Capuzzo. Like you said, Mirko, he was the only one who believed in that breeze on the upper left side. But man, I mean, I guess when you know, you know.
No, he nailed it. He deserved it. I mean, he started on the first one. On the second one was close, but not enough. And now he got the bullet.
Yeah, with this pack, it seems, if you're not in that front group heading right or left, you're really compromised. So it'll be interesting to see what that shakeup is in this fleet. When we look at the overall scores after this, the 3rd race in the men's gold fleet, 2 more races for the rest of the day in the men's gold fleet, and 3 more for the women's. We'll watch the women's after this. And so, wow. A couple new people up in the lead, but like you said, a lot of these riders. Mirko, did it surprise you to see any of those people back up in the top 5? like Frankie?
Honestly, not really. I would say that all the guys that are on the top 10, they are able to score the bullet, to win the race. So I'm not surprised. I'm just surprised that they are keep improving. Just the last one, because Capuzzo got really a big lead. But otherwise, just a few seconds, 1 second, or every 2 seconds, there is one competitor. So they are really, really close in terms of performance. And but we definitely understand that they figure out how to pump their board on the upwind legs once they get out of the starting line to be on the higher mode as possible, and then on the downwind, pumping a lot. Keep the biggest swing on their hands just to go as deep as they can to have the higher VMG.
Cool.
So we definitely understand what that works to win, what you need to work to win the race.
Well, earlier we were looking at what the new evolutions are in the wings. We want to see what's under the feet of these riders, and you know, we're just a little bit behind in wingfoil racing of kitefoil racing. So there are a lot of these people using kitefoil racing foils, but wingfoiling has some different needs. So we're going to see some changes in the future, and let's see what our buddy Flo and Nils have to say about what the needs are for wingfoil racing in the hydrofoils.
Hi, my name is Nils Stozlechner. I foil with F4 foils, and I shape NGS Designs boards.
Hi, my name is Florian Gruber. I'm with Levitas here. I'm an ex-professional kite surfer and also like joining the wing scene right now for fun, and really enjoy it. Right now I'm here with the setup what Mattis is using. It's like the new R6 from Levitas. It's designed for kite racing and high performance wing racing. It's really built on the limits, like to get the maximum out of it. Good speed, less drag, good performance around the race course. And yeah, that's the needs what we go for. And what do you think, Niels?
I'm amazed with Levitas and what they did with their new foils. And as you said, I think a lot is based, for me, still on kite racing. It starts there and then it gets kind of handed down to us. There's a lot of similarities, but as we saw yesterday, I mean, Mattis's foil is a 470. I was out on the 800, and I could not get going for a number of reasons. Obviously, one is not that the talent's there, but it's interesting to see what we need to develop and how we can pull in designers to really specifically look at our sport, because I think there's probably still a couple of percentages that we can tweak out, maybe bigger foils or a little bit different designs than what is being used right now.
Yeah, I think you're completely right. I also went on a 710, the big version from Levitas. Yeah, what we see here, that's like really small, but like with the pro riders, they're so skilled. It's really exciting to see them, how they can use it. We are a bit on the slower side on the winging yet. Let's hope we're gonna progress as well, but yeah, there's so many different needs for different riders. Also, you can't adapt everything from kite racing. We have way more volume in the boards, bigger boards, so I think that we will see like way more different designs than just the kite foils in the future.
But honestly, when you look at the development from like 4 years ago to now, and I've not ridden that foil, but I've ridden the prior one, which is a 520, and 3 years ago, if you said we're gonna go on these foils, people would have laughed. And now the trend is actually, when it's windy, to even go smaller. So the sport is developing rapidly. The skill level is insane. The top 17 to 20 people are just unbelievable and so close together. And it's great to see that, because I think at the bottom, if you're just a regular foiler, you will absolutely benefit from the development that happens here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think we will see way smaller wings in the future, more powerful. There's crazy progress over the last few years. Going to be really interesting if even we heavy guys get up on the tiny ones, but yeah, as long there's so much going on, there we will see many different designs on the water.
Okay. All right. Here we are. We are about to get started on the third race for the women's today, Mirko?
Yes, race 8. And here we have the result of the previous girl. So Manon Pianazza, she's definitely leading, scoring the bullet also on the previous one. Maddalena Spano still on second, also with the 5th place of before. Nia Suardias second. She's getting closer in terms of point on 3rd place. In general, Carolina 4th. Charlotte Baruzzi, which she was the one that we said with the gong, with the blue-green.
Okay.
So
now
we knew
know.
it. It was 1-9. I was not far.
Let's remember that.
And Emilia Costi on 6 and Marta Monge on 7. Oran Series 8.
Yep.
EZ
And let's
9.
remember here, the race today is to try to get in the top 9. And Iset has been playing around from Spain. She's been playing around with that spot for a little while. It's super close. We got 20 seconds to the start here, so let's take a look at that. Again, a lot of port tackers here. 15 seconds. The breeze is still really nice and strong, like 13, 14 knots. And here we go. A little bit, a third of the fleet on starboard. Starboard tackers pretty early to the line. 2, 1. We might have some riders over. Let's keep a look at this. We're waiting to see if it's a clear start. There, it is a clear start. And then look at the top right there. You have Nia Suardias a little bit closer to the boat end of the line on starboard. A little bit different strategy we're seeing here, Mirko, from everyone.
Yes, again, also the girl, they are following the same tactics on the men. Obviously, they are looking each other. And Manon Pianazza, definitely she start on port and go to the right side of the course together with Maddalena and Carolina as well are on port, Iset as well, and Lucie Belbeoc is, let's say, exactly the copy of the previous start. They are all going on the right side of the course.
Cool. And who is that with the ozone that we were just looking at there?
Yeah, Iset.
Iset. Okay, fantastic. Iset is, you know, among the women, they're generally relatively small compared to the men. Iset's even smaller than that. And so she's on one of the most powerful wings that you got there, the 100% double profile ozone wing. And it's a great view of her there, really leaned over. That shows us the difference between upwind and downwind right now. But here you see very clearly Manon off to the left side of your picture there, really still leading on port after that port start. And then Maddalena Spanu right there. And then maybe can we assume that that's Charlotte Banuzzi right there.
That seems to be Monica Mikola.
Oh, Monica Mikola.
She has also gong wing.
Okay, fantastic. Who we heard from earlier, the Olympian from Paris 2024 in Marseille in the Ilka 6. You saw just there Maddalena lift up her wing just to take a look down at Monica. And right when she did that, Monica just started shooting out from underneath her. So the pressure was on and she felt the pressure there. I think we have Nia Suardias. So really super close. Great job with the tracker here. Manon is definitely leading out of the right. Nia looks really strong in the middle of the course. And, you know, like you said, reading these puffs is everything. So let's see, you know, whoever chooses the last puff usually does well at the top mark here.
Yeah, let's see. No one like Capuzzo did it all the way to the left side of the course, almost in the middle. Marta Monge, it seems to be the most lefty competitors on the left side, which it was quite a good angle. We need just to wait for crossing.
Yep, there's the crossing right there, just in front. Another battle, Manon and Nia Suardias. If Manon makes this mark, then Nia just sailed that little extra distance and wound up giving up that lead in the second. Oh! Down in the middle of the course, let's see who that is who just ate it. Maybe hit something in the water. That looked pretty dramatic, actually.
It was it was starting an upwind.
So here we go. Yep, our tracker shows us that Manon Pianazza in first place, Nia in second, Spanu in third. That was Marta Monja is still right up in there. But oh, look at that! Manon did not make that ley line, and it was the right move to cross and tack on her hip by Nia Suardias. Look at how close that racing is.
Yeah, no, because when Manon tacked, it was not really clear on the ley line, little bit leeward to her, and Nia, she spotted better the
The
ley line,
Yep.
And then also she missed really with a bad tack the opportunity to stay on the lead, Manon.
And those two tacks that Manon had to do, look at the distance that Nia got out of that. That's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, she stopped foiling because, like we saw in the America's Cup, we understand as far as you stop foiling and you make a mistake on maneuver and you splash into the water, then all the other, they start to come close to you, and then the wind turbulence.
Is that still Manon we're seeing right there?
Exactly.
Wow, that hurts so much. From second to first to 12th or something like that. But there's Nia showing that form downwind. Beautiful pictures right here showing she wants to get high on her foils, pump, stay level, stay as low as she can. And there she is, Nia Suardiaz with a really clean lead after crossing Manon, then giving up the lead, and then staying on ley line, nailed it, and rounded the weather mark first.
Yes, exactly.
What great racing.
Yes, now getting lower and lower, she will get more wind. The wind will be more stronger because they are coming far away from the beach.
Great shot here. There's Madalena Spano trying to hunt down that dark puff in the middle of the screen that you see, but Nia has a really big lead. Karolina Klizinska from Poland, always sitting in the third or fourth spot somehow. But Nia Suardiaz, our tour leader, and just really coming back from a slow start to this regatta.
Yeah, last mark around.
Look at that. You can see, maybe it's a camera angle, but you can see her mast maybe bending a little bit. She's really laid into this hard on the bottom reach. It's a beam reach. It's the fastest point of sail for the WingFoiler.
Yeah, so
fantastic.
This point for her is going to be really important for the overall result. We saw that just a couple of points between her and Madalena.
Yep, there we go. Nia in first place and Madalena Spanu in second. Madalena won the first three races this morning. Has been hanging around the top three. But the big story of this race was Manon on port tack, leading off to the right side of the course, misjudging the ley line, just barely by a board length. Nia Suardiaz crosses her on port, goes up on her hip, just makes the ley line, and Manon has to do two tacks, hits the water, and gets dropped way back. That's the story of this race. It might even be the story of the day.
Yeah, I mean, she has quite a big point leading on the overall result, so it should not be a big issue for Manon Pianassa. She scored 2 bullets previously. Now we see Izette.
What's that result for her? She was really up there in the top 5.
On 6th.
So she gets around 6. So she just kind of hangs in there with that ozone double profile, full 100% double profile sail. I think she's one of the only ones with an ozone in this fleet, the double.
No.
Okay. Oh, there we go. We see another rider with the double profile ozone. So there's maybe a handful.
Yeah.
But in the men, there's a little bit more.
Yeah, it's the different thing because so far I mean, it's not that who has this kind of wing is winning. There is a double profile only apart. There is a single profile like the duotone, but few riders they prefer this because it's more easy to handle and light on your arms. And there is this kind of new wing with just a double profile on the 35-40% on the side of the leading edge. And there is the full double profile, as you said, like ozone. Pretty different, but in terms of performance, there is not a huge difference.
Yeah,
Still,
which is pretty cool.
Exactly. So if you misjudge ley line or you make a mistake on tacking, on jibing, then or on the crossing the starting line, then you're over anyway. Doesn't matter which kind of wing you have. So.
Yep, absolutely. And just to remind everyone, there's still men's silver and bronze fleets going on besides the men's gold and women's fleets that we're watching here live. I think that's Matisse Guillot. What a great shot looking at his equipment. We have about 3 minutes and 40 seconds to the start of the 4th men's gold race. You can get a look at the shape of that wing. It's actually really beautiful to see those 100% double profile, basically both double-skinned wings. It's beautiful. There's not really, I always thought there'd be a little hook in the back of the trailing edge because there are no battens on these sails, but they look beautiful. Beautiful exit, beautiful foil shape like a bird.
Yes, but you can spot all the new example, all the other like the Zaoli or the Gong or the Vayu.
Yeah,
in
right
reality, you can't see, but they have buttons.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Even but the Ozones, do those have battens on the trailing edge there?
They have, yeah. They
Couple
have,
little battens,
yeah,
right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so that's to keep the back end, the trailing edge from having a little cup to it, right?
Yeah, it's really important to keep the shape, to keep the better shape, the better profile. So
Yep.
this is why they have some buttons. The only difference is this is a skin that goes, a double skin that goes to the trailing edge, which honestly is really too early to say this is better than the other.
Right.
Okay, let's have a look on the result.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about 100% double profile, we have Kamil Manowiecki from Poland, really crushing it, starting on port, I think every race, and not leading the whole time, but basically winning each race.
Yeah, but he scored 7 on the last one.
Oh, he scored 7 on the last one. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. And Francesco Capuzzo, that's right, who came out of he started on starboard and came out of the left side in that last race, just showing you that there's a lot to be done on this race course as far as strategy is concerned.
Yes, you can see just one race, and then look how they changed the overall. Because Matisse went to 3rd, and Matteo 4th, and Julien Ratoti from 2nd to 5th.
Yep.
Because points are really close, the general point, and Nicolas Pano on 6th.
Yeah, actually the points just got closer.
Yeah, Ale Tomasi
For everyone.
7, exactly, and Luca Franchi on 8, and Bastien Escoffier on 9, and Oscar Leclerc closed the top 10, but he scored the 3rd place over the last race.
Yeah, I think the biggest movement, we're about 1 minute and 15 seconds to this 4th men's race in the Gold Fleet, but Julien Ratati, it was so consistent, but one little mistake, and it just drops you down 3 or 4 places.
Yeah, when you are so tight on point, that's pretty normal. This is why they have to push until the end.
Yeah, coming inside of 1 minute right now. These last 2 races of the day. This is where it really matters. I mean, if you get 1st and 2nd, you are right into the finals. If you get 3rd, 4th, 5th, it's into the 3rd and 4th into the semis, 5th and 6th into the quarterfinals. I mean, you can really save yourself a lot of work for tomorrow if you can just keep it together and get up into those top 3, top 4, top 5 places.
Yes, you're right. Let's see how many they will choose.
Yep. Nice view here. The starting line, that red buoy is your pin end of the line. You see a big group on starboard to the right of the sailboat there, the start boat, coming up on 15 seconds, and then this group just lurking on port tack. They have no rights, so they have to weave their way through the group, and let's see how it works. Here we go. In 7 seconds, wow, we got boards falling off their foils at the boat, boards on their foils here, 1, and they are off. Let's see who we got here. Big group at the committee boat.
And clear start.
A clear start, fantastic. Definitely the group at the committee boat on starboard. 1 board down. Let's see who that was. 2 boards down. Getting mixed up. I knew something was going to happen with that tight
Yeah, that was starboard port. This is for sure. There is room for some protest because they were on starboard and port, and they almost eat each other.
So who do we have here to leeward on starboard? Is that Matisse Guillaume?
Yeah.
And then tacking back with the Vayu. It's not Oscar Leclerc. Who is that? I got a Gong rider right behind him too. So let's look at the tracker here. We have Matisse Guillaume heading out on starboard, but on
Then
port.
Spanu and Capuzzo are the one that now they are going on starboard, and now they are all tacking.
And they just tacked on the port. So that's
port,
Capuzzo on the bottom of your screen here, leading out on port on the furthest left rider, like he was in the last 2 races, but the last race he won with that. But Mateos de Sarps, again, really he wasn't on our radar screen earlier this week, but we'd love to see it. And then who are the riders to leeward of them leading out to the right?
Yeah, on the right side we have Oscar Leclerc, Julien Ratoti, and Matteo Dussart. They are the only three French on port. They will hit the ley line as a first.
So what an awesome drone angle. Let's stick with this to see what happens when that group on the right tacks. And there they go, just like we talked about. They tacked, and we're going to see here. Look at this. Francesco Capuzzo on port again on this weather leg. You can see here what great footage. Let's keep sticking with this shot. Right now it shows Capuzzo and Gio, which is to the right of your screen in first and second. But I don't know if this right group is going to get Matisse Gio, but it looks like Capuzzo is clear of that group. Those boards you see right in the middle of the screen coming right at you, they are leading the right side, so it's clear. Capuzzo again getting the left side right, nailing it.
I think Capuzzo is spotted where you have to tack to keep the left side, but he was more conservative this time. He didn't goes all the way to the left side, but
cool.
There's pretty safe, but he will definitely round Mark 1.
Beautiful tack from port to starboard with our Gastor rider, but Matisse Gio, who was up there with Francesco Capuzzo, fell back a little bit with the group. Oscar, I know that's not Oscar Leclerc right there in fourth, but Matisse Gio right back in it.
This is in second. Is the red
second,
and black.
Exactly. And but what a beautiful shot of these riders. Gio getting right back into it after getting a 12th and an 8th or whatever that was in the first two races. This is the third race of the day, and for this fleet, fourth race of the day. Sorry, that's
gold.
right, because he did well in that other race. And look at them just hammering on that reach. Who is that third place rider right there? Is that a Gastor sail?
Nicolas Panu.
Nicolas Panu right back in it. Fantastic. Okay, there you see that upright posture with Francesco Capuzzo. Look at the water on the wind right there. You can see from that drone shot that they're going almost dead downwind. You know, just pumping. There it is. Keeping that apparent wind forward. When you see the breeze like that.
So we can see on the bottom Capuzzo, Francesco Capuzzo, then Matisse Gio, Nicolas Pano a little bit on the left, and the first two that they jibe on the other side are Ale Tomasi and Matteo Dussart.
Yep, and a little bit of a tighter angle on that port jibe. I guess he just, Francesco wanted to keep his speed up a little bit, and there he goes. He just had to just throw that one extra little jibe in there to make the leeward mark, and now he is reaching to the finish. Pretty relaxed right now, but loaded up. Look at that. Fantastic. Really relaxed. Beautiful start on starboard, and feeling a little loose there in his feet. You see that little wiggle as he comes to the finish right now. Matisse Gio, look at him. He's so stoked. That Francesco Capuzzo, really excited. Matisse Gio coming up just above the committee boat, making sure he secures that second place, getting right back up to where he wants to be, trying to get into that top two. But absent here is Manowiecki. Maybe he's in third or fourth place.
No. He's way after.
Way after. Okay,
cool. He's absolutely not on the top 10.
Okay, got you. Okay, well, you know, reversal of fortunes. Every race here, we've seen the men kind of slip up and down. Ratati, I can't see where Ratati is, if he still made good in that race when he was in the top 5. See if he can hold on to that place. But who do we have here? The North Rider, number 43.
Ernesto de Amicis.
Yes, and just coming kind of in the middle of that fleet in like a 7th or 8th position. Still, nothing's really happened for the North Sales rider there so far today. But let's see. Manowiecki, what a challenge. Really so hot, so strong in the beginning of this. Matisse Gio trying to stay consistent. And then Francesco Capuzzo showing us how it's done. Really relaxed. He was in a hearing this morning. And they said, you know, you can challenge certain results if you want. And he said, I just want to decide this on the water. He walked out of the hearing.
Yeah, but we still want to go another goal, which will be really important, the 5th one, because you will see in terms of point, there will not going to be a lot of difference between the top 6 and 7. Mm-hmm. It reappeared on the tracking. It seems that Camille he scored 6th. He wasn't showing on the tracker before,
okay. Yep.
So it was at least he recovered from a really not a good start. at the end, so straight after Oscar Leclerc.
Yeah, and sometimes,
Camille.
yep, sometimes riders like Camille who have a bad start and recover to a 6th, which wouldn't seem like a good place for him. Maybe that means a lot, because if some other people's in that situation, riders are in that situation, they don't recover, then that's going to be the difference between making it into the next round or to an earlier round or to quarterfinal semis and stuff like that. So one thing we'd like to do, we have a little bit of time before the women's race. So let's find out about some of the riders. You know, we're talking about these top groups. This is the Gold Fleet and the men. The women, we're talking about the top 3 riders or top 4 riders in each race. Let's find out some of the riders that are working their way up the ladder and in different countries and find out how it's working there. So let's talk about the riders from China and to see what their WingFoil racing is going on where they are. All right, we are back at the WingFoil Race World Cup here in Italy, and we're getting to meet a lot of the riders from all over the world and find out what it's like racing where they are. I am with Ananas and Lin. Awesome, good to meet you both. And so one question I had is, in China, are you the only 2 in your region WingFoil racing, or what's the WingFoil racing community like in China?
We have so many WingFoilers in China now, but just from this year.
Yes, just start with this year. Yes, maybe start 6 months for me. Like me. Just start WingFoiling 6 months, but I think WingFoiling is very interesting. I really like.
And you have a club that's from wing to win there.
Yes.
And so WingFoil racing actually hasn't been around, for more than a year or so, but you had how many people recently in your racing in China?
In China, maybe more than 200. In my club, more than 30.
That's fantastic. So it actually does sound like you have a lot of people to compete against and train with in China. Do you, leading up to this event, the World Cup, have you trained with anyone besides the Chinese?
Besides, in New Zealand, Army Armstrong, Algiers Brand.
Armstrong?
Yeah, Armstrong.
Yep.
Yeah, the guy.
So you've been to New Zealand training and testing foils?
Yes. Last year, we go into New Zealand, to surf, to competition, to race.
That's awesome. We know Army Armstrong. He's so much fun. So maybe what are your biggest takeaways from the World Cup here? We're on our 2nd day of racing. We had long distance racing yesterday. Is there one thing that you've learned this week that is really important to try to practice?
Yes, I learned a lot because I can see a lot different country people play WingFoiling is best. So I want ranking up. So yes, I learned a lot. Yes, in Italy.
Fantastic. And how about you? Is there one thing? I know you want to get your ranking up, so there's a lot to do there. But for you, any big takeaway, a big idea?
The outside. No wind. I need to swim, and take off. This in China always windy because our wind strong, maybe stronger than here, maybe. Yeah, so we always enjoy the wind, the strong wind, the light wind.
You're getting used to it all.
Yeah. Yes, tough maybe.
Yeah, it is hard, but it was hard for everyone today, right? A lot of people were swimming and not even finishing the course.
Yes.
So maybe the same for everyone.
Today I stay the boat, come back because wind is slow.
Cool. Well, I don't blame you at all. That was a good move. So, well, both of you, Ananas and Lin, thank you so much. And great to see you out here. Great to learn about the sailing in China. And we'll see you the rest of the week. All right, here we are back on the race course. Let's check out the women's leaderboard. This is race 9. Where are we at?
That was the result of the last race of the woman, and where we saw Manon Pianazza make a really big mistake, but still leading.
Yep.
And she scored 15 on the last race.
And that's probably a throwout. We are inside 1 minute.
Yeah, and then Maddalena still in second, Nia Sordias third, but only 3 points between them, and Carolina Klusinska still in fourth, Charlotte fifth, Emilia Costi, and then Marta Monge, Oran Cerise, Izet Segura, and Monica Mikola, which let's see if she can get it into the... Exactly.
Cool. Okay, 25 seconds here, Ra. That is really something to watch between Izet and Monica, so we'll pay attention to that in this race. 20 seconds here. We see the group of women riders. We just saw them, the group over on starboard by the boat, but here we are, 13 seconds left. The group of port, I think it's 50-50 right now, so let's see how we go. Izet in 9th has the ozone wing at the committee boat there. And here we go, 2, 1, and they're off. Oh my God, that looks like a fantastic start. Now watch the way these port riders weave through the fleet. It looks like that group on starboard at the boat were pretty clear of most of those port tackers.
Yeah, it was a clear start called by the race committee, which is really good. And it's amazing to see the start, half of the fleet on port and starboard, how they cross each other at 16, 17 knots upwind and pumping. Is just insane. And then also look at the call, Manon Pianassa again. She decided to go on the right side of the course.
She is on the right side of your screen right now, Manon. Again, the leader heading off to the right side of the course. Who's that right below her?
Yeah, Lucie Belbioc.
Yep, Lucie Belbioc has been kind of hanging in there in the top 5. I think she's pretty safe as they're in this 4th race of the day, trying to get into the medal series confirmed for tomorrow. Let's see, and then who is that? Is that our Charlotte in the gong, or is that, oh, that's about Belbioc on port there. So check that out. Manon on the right side of your screen, really kicked over. You see how locked in she is. I think you compare her to the other riders. She's leaning over a little bit more to windward. She has the lower side of her wing kind of baked almost up against her board. Excellent form there. She's in the left side of your screen right there. And who is that just below her? Let's see.
Lucie
Belbioc, yep.
And Oran Cerise.
Okay, and Oran Cerise with the free wing. We saw her talking to us about how the new wings are working. This is the first time we see her featuring on the top of the beat right now. Again, beautiful shots. That group in the top left, the first 2 there actually look like they're in touch with Manon. So there goes Manon tacking right in a puff. You see that dark water all around her. Beautiful tack. Gets locked in. It looks like she's probably clear ahead of that group to the left of her, and tacked right in a puff. Beautiful strategy, beautiful timing. Really didn't give up too much on that tack and went right back into that locked in position. Beautiful form.
Yeah, it was quite a big mistake before. Just missed the ley line. So
yeah, nice comeback for her.
Yeah, there is no room for another mistake.
Yep.
Just one to throw away should be enough.
Yep. And there's Nia Suardiaz, who had started on starboard like she usually does, and then is now on port. Now there it is, Izet Segura. She was in 9th place. She had Monica Mikola breathing down her neck in 10th place, but she is doing everything she can to coming out of the left-hand side of the course in the top 5 to try to stay inside that top 9 and get right into the medal series for tomorrow. Really great job, Izet.
Yeah, that's for sure.
There she is on the top of your screen.
Yeah, if you're gonna finish 10, then you have to do all the effort to
right now
get your golden ticket.
Yep, right now we have Izet in 1st place. Beautiful, just like Capuzzo. She looked under her wing. She saw Manon right there. Look, she's going even a little over baking that ley line, don't you think, Mirko?
No, that the wind on Mark 1 is definitely going to the left, and you can see.
But we don't
again.
Manon.
They have to pump. To pump and go over the ley line, because most probably just close to the Mark 1 the wind goes to the left, and the risk to do the extra tack, then you see again.
Yep, there we go.
Nia Suardiaz is leading and Izet in 2nd.
Fantastic beat of the week for Izet Segura. Nia Suardiaz in 1st. Is that
no, Nia is in 1st.
Yeah, Nia Suardiaz in 1st
and Manon in 3rd.
So still keeping up her ways. And then Madalena Spanu. So we got one interloper, one new person in the top 5 or top 4 here, and that's Izet Segura. Really fantastic. We were just talking about her. She's in 9th place. So let's see how that works on this reach. She's not giving up anything to, she's actually closing on Nia Suardiaz right now as we watch.
She's fast.
She's super fast.
Nia.
Yeah. Fantastic. And then a great shot here near Suardiaz. Look at that. Izet Segura looks under her wing to make sure she knows where the mark is. A little bit of chop here for Manon and Izet. Look at that cross chop. They go into the mark and they go right into a jibe. So maybe there was a little bit of a right shift on that offset leg, on that reaching leg.
Yeah, you know why they're gonna do it in the jibe? Because it's the angle that give you the opportunity to go far away from the beach. So you're gonna get more wind straight forward.
Yeah, fantastic. Great. So look at that downwind leg. That's Izet Segura going on the downwind leg. You can see that upright posture versus what we saw with Manon where they were really kicked over. She keeps looking under. She wants to know where her ley lines are. There's Nia Suardiaz toe side on her jibe. Normally they switch their feet, but maybe she's only going to be on this jibe for a little bit longer. She looks a little bit slow there right now, Mirko.
Yeah, now I don't know. She know that she has quite a good lead. Maybe she prefer to stay safe and pump a little bit on the downwind, staying with the foot on the switching mode on toe side.
Yep, there she goes. She jibes back. Manon was right behind her. We'll expect Manon to jibe soon onto that ley line. Yeah, maybe that was just a shorter jibe, and like you said, she just decided to stay toe side, maybe give up a little bit there, but for an easier, didn't have to do the foot switch.
Yeah, let's see if Madalena or Manon. No, look.
Yeah,
she did really a great
awesome run
job. Yeah, awesome run on the downwind leg.
She extended on Manon, and but Nia extended on her. So that top 3 kind of spread out a little bit. And let's see who was behind Manon. Things changed behind Manon.
Yeah, it's Emilia Costi now on 4th, and Madalena Spanu on 5th.
Yeah, so Costi passed Spanu somewhere on that downwind leg. But here we go, Nia Suardiaz winning the race 9, basically the 4th race of the day. One more race left for this. But I guess the story of this race is Izet Segura, who was sitting in 9th place, right on the bubble to get into the medal series, gets 2nd place, followed by Manon Pianazza, who's been kind of in and out of 1st place, except for that big mistake in the previous race where she fell in the water and lost a lot of places.
Yeah, but again, she can throw it away. If she stay on the top 3, she makes sure that the important thing is to end up on leading. And Carolina also.
There's Kluzinska from
on 6th place.
From Poland in 6th place. She's just been hanging in there in the top 4 or top 5.
But the good result for this from these races is that scoring the 2nd on this race. She makes sure that she will get into the medal series because she will keep the place on the top 9.
Yep, absolutely. And that's a big sigh of relief for her. You know, when you're in the top 4, you're kind of fighting for quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. When you're in the bottom 8, 9, 10, you just want to get into that medal series guaranteed.
Exactly.
So here we are again, another tight pack. Lots of tight packs here in both these fleets. There's another men's fleet racing behind the women's, but we're wrapping up this race 9 in the women's fleet. And man, you know, a lot of the same faces in that top group, but a little shifting around. Lots of puffs determining these races here, right at the top of the beat.
Oof. Difficult.
Yep, there's Monica Mikola, who was sitting in 10th place and did not have her greatest race in this race 9. Makes it pretty difficult for her to pass Izet when Izet gets a 2nd place and when Monica gets a little bit deeper. So
yeah, Monica, she will not. She will need to do maybe to win the golden ticket tomorrow.
Yeah,
to get again back into the.
Yeah, when we see the scores here, we'll see how that fits. And you know, before we get into the final men's race of the day, that'll happen after this. Here we are see where things stand before we get into that. Let's see in the 9th, 10th, Oscar Leclerc and Bastien Escoffier, two awesome old-time friends, French friends, 34-35, 1 point between the two of them.
Not even half a point.
Yeah, not half a point. And, you know, and then a point away from them is Luca Franchi, so who's been actually sailing pretty well, you know, on and off in this series. But, wow, that'll be really interesting to watch Oscar and Bastien duke it out. I mean, they are the closest of friends.
Yeah. This is going to be a great battle to see who is going to keep on the top 9 for the final series for tomorrow. The one that is going to be on 10, it will need to go through the golden ticket race. But we have Julien Ratoti also with just dropped to 6th, and Matteo 5th, Nicolas Panu on 4th place, but Mathis Guillot 3rd, 2.3 far away from Camille Manoviecki, and Francesco Capuzzo now is leading with another bullet that he just scored again, and now is leading the overall standing.
Yep, we are inside. We're about 1 minute 40 seconds to the start of that final men's gold race of the day. This will determine who guarantee gets into the medal series tomorrow, the top 9, 1 through 9, and also will guarantee the first and second place in the finals with a little bit of extra bonus points for that group. So we can talk later about how that specifically works, but really the big picture, the 8-foot circle, the putt 4 in golf here right now is into 1 through 9, and we have Bastien Escoffier and Oscar Leclerc duking it out for that spot right now. There you have Francesco Capuzzo with the pink helmet on. He's the guy to beat today. He's been nailing the left side of the course, starting on starboard. And let's see if he can do it again. We are inside 1 minute. Mirko, what's going on?
I'm really curious to see if Francesco Capuzzo is going to go again for a starboard start, go to the left side, and then let's see if he can get the right angle. He can spot the right line to approach the Mark 1, or maybe he will be more conservative. Now he's leading. That was his aim, to get to a lead. And
25 seconds left, and Mathis Guillot took a little bit of that idea from Francesco in the previous race and started on port and wound up second in that race. And here we are again. There's Guillot in the middle of your screen, actually to the right. We've got 8 seconds. Wow. Now, we saw some crashes, 2 crashes, port, starboard. I think we're going to see something again. Starboard and port riders. The starboard group easily wins that. Just a big wall of starboard tackers.
Yeah, it was a clear start. It was a clear start, but as you can see, the starboard group decided to go as much as close to the pin end.
It was a wall of starboard tackers.
To close the gate. I mean, they have to close the door, and they close the door to the port starter.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so let's see, you know, with that group, there's Francesco Capuzzo right in the middle of your screen, pumping to get that better angle. He's got some buddies now heading right. I don't think he's clear to just tack and win. Who's that right up above him? Manoviecki.
Camille is a little bit higher than him, and Ale Tomasi just behind him, and on the bottom of the screen is Rafferty.
So Camille Manoviecki tacks a little bit earlier. Francesco Capuzzo looks like he's free to tack, but he wants to keep going. There he goes, and let's see how this lines up. The march is on this beach, just like the previous beats. Let's see how these port tackers up on the left side of the course fare. I love this angle. Right now, it's kind of hard to tell, but because no one is tacked over from the right-hand side. But Camille Manoviecki looks easily ahead of Francesco Capuzzo, unless a puff lifts him well off of Camille. Capuzzo looks like he's behind Manoviecki at the moment. So the fleet is split right now, and what do you see on the tracker there, Mirko? I think Capuzzo and Manoviecki are kind of winning the left side of the course right now, with Manoviecki ahead in the right group. Let's see who's in control of that right group.
Yeah, Capuzzo and Manoviecki, for sure, they are not on the ley line, but they decided to stay safe and to approach the Mark 1. And on the right side, there is Julien Dussarp, Matteo Dussarp, Julien Ratotti, and Alain Fedit.
Cool.
And
So Ratotti right back in the mix. Dussarp's again back in the top 5. He hasn't been able to hold that very much, but here's the great view. That right side looks like it's winning out. That's Oscar Leclerc on starboard. It looks like finally that right side will come good, and Capuzzo's a little setback, so it's Kamil Manavietsky who's going to lead the. Oh, look at that close cross right there between Oscar Leclerc and Dussarp's. Look at that. Dussarp's just crosses on port. That's very risky to do in a port and starboard situation. There's Capuzzo. Capuzzo's going to go behind, so he is not in first place. He's going to go behind Oscar Leclerc. Great footage here. And Mathis Guillot on starboard too. This is really mixed up right now in this top group.
yeah, they
do we
will.
got here?
Yeah, most probably they will not gonna make it because we see that 200 meter from 150 meter before the mark, the windward mark, the wind
It just got
has a little bit shift to the left, and this is why it's better to stay as close as possible. And Mathis Guillot round for first.
And Manavietsky, let's see.
On third, Manowiecki. So Mathis first.
Yeah. So that last little bit, everyone was tacking multiple times leading up to that beat, and luckily for Capuzzo, he was on the left side of that group. It looks, I mean, you can't tell who's leading right now between Capuzzo and Guillot. They are right up against each other. They were really lucky. Guillot was lucky that he hit that ley line. He had to do one fewer tacks than everyone else in that group. And then Capuzzo was just lucky he was to the left of all of them and somehow got out of that fray. I think there was a moment there he was in fifth.
yeah, exactly. But he didn't make any mistake on the tack, and this is why Capuzzo he just gained back some meter to Mathis, and then Camille just pump on the. He's pumping a lot to keep his angle more deep.
And there's that first jibe that you talked about with the women. Mathis Guillot is first to jibe. Maybe he'll get a little further away from the shore, maybe get a little bit more breeze. Let's look at this camera angle. Oh, awesome footage here. There's Capuzzo, jibes underneath in a puff. Guillot jibed earlier, so let's see if he can get into a little bit more breeze. There is Francesco Capuzzo, the winner of the last 2 races. It was a little bit harder for him on the top of that beat. You see his back foot is not in that foot strap. His feet are close together. It's easier to pump that way, and he's going downwind with these swells. Goes for one more jibe. Look at him to come into the leeward mark in the right side of your picture. Any second now. I think he just extended on that group. There he is.
Again,
Francesco
is on fire.
He is. Guillot gets passed by
Camille.
By Kamil Manavietsky. Guillot got just a little bit slow on the left side. Lots of changes.
A lot of changes,
Yeah.
and we can see Capuzzo and
Look at him. Look at how psyched he is.
Yeah.
3 races in a row. What a ride for Capuzzo today. He still did the left-hand side thing, but it was a little bit harder.
Yeah, let's see. So Camille on second, then Mathis on third, and who from Oscar Leclerc and Ratotti. So Oscar Leclerc, Ratotti, and Ale Tomasi. I think is just crossing now.
Dussarp's.
Dussarp before him. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, probably yes. You're right.
Cool. What a race. Wow. I mean, excuse me, everyone. Sorry I
Ernesto
talked
de
so
Amicis.
fast.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. But that was a really exciting race. I mean, it's, you know, everybody loves a winner, but it was not an easy beat for Capuzzo. He fell. He wasn't the leader coming out of the left. That was Kamil Manavietsky. Then at the top of that leg, it just got crazy. It got light. People didn't make the mark.
They understand that. I mean, it seems to be on purpose. Mark 1 is just on the spot where there is a big shift, and is a kind of to win. So if you're approaching the top mark just 50 meters behind, then you have to do the extra tack.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I mean, sometimes it's just reacting to what's happening to you, but Capuzzo just kept just to the left of everyone, made sure he tacked just right at the right times, and just squeezed inside of everyone, even though he was behind a couple during that time. Who do we have here? Yeah, we got a couple of these riders here. There is Francesco Capuzzo, who just landed right next to us, and Kamil Manowiecki. Good job, guys. And what a race that he had. There he is. That's right next to us in our booth. Francesco. Ciao, Francesco! Good job, buddy.
Just cheering live.
Just thought we'd give him a little how's it.
Everyone, I think they are pretty tired. 5 races in a row in this kind of condition are for sure not easy at all, but inile. And
what a day for the gong rider. What a fantastic day for Francesco Capuzzo. His gong teammates were kind of back in the pack, and but Kamil Manowiecki, Matisse Guillot are really finishing up the day really strong. But lots of changes in the fleet. There's Francesco, with his double skiing gong pulse wing. I don't think that's a prototype. I think you can actually buy one of those wings, but it's not for everyone, as we learned.
This is not important for us. For him, it's important the result.
Right, exactly. The important thing is that Capuzzo gets into, I think that's the big story. Capuzzo is first going into the medal series, which means he goes right to the finals.
Yes, exactly. So when we will see the overall standing now after all the gold, we will know who is going to secure his spot on the grand final with the 2 bullet and 1 bullet.
Yep.
And
yeah, we can talk about that a little bit more detail. There's Alan Fedit, who had maybe one of his better races in that race. Look at that form with the wing close to the board. That's a nice picture of what it looks like going upwind, pointing in high mode, really, in WingFoil racing. And then, like you said, when they do they're doing that pumping, they're doing that to go upwind a little bit better. Here we are. There's Nico Papageorge, our principal race officer, getting ready on the starting line. This is women's race 10. And so this is the last race of the day for the women. Let's see how Izette is doing. She's probably doing better than 9th place after that 2nd place finish. And let's see how the top group is in the women's as well. I wonder what it's like at the top 2, because it's been really close. Here we go.
you see, here we are. So Monica Micola then starting from the 10 is 67 point. So with the our answer is 54, so it's in the 9th place. And Izette, as you said, with the 2nd place on the previous race, now she's sitting on 8. Then we have Marta Monge 7, still all the same. Emilia Coste on 6. Charlotte Baruzzi, which is continuing, keeping really good result on the pocket. And then Karolina Klusinska on 4th. Maddalena Spanu on 3rd, and Nia Suerdia 2nd, and Manon Pianazza on the leading spot.
So still holding her first place position. You know, those top 2, if Manon and Nia hold that, just like, we don't know who the 2nd is for the men, but just like Francesco Capuzzo, if they hold on to those top 2 positions, they go straight to the finals. They have to wait through the repechage, the quarterfinals, and the semifinals to see everyone tomorrow, if they hold those positions. But Nia's been sailing super consistently, so has Manon, so has Madalena, and Caroline is just been just out of that group all day long. So let's see. You can see that there's the biggest gap we see is between 3rd and 4th place. Yeah, Charlotte Baruzzi too is in that mix, in that 4, 5, 6 range. So here we are. We got about 1 minute and 5 seconds for the last women's race of the day. Obviously, the standouts are Manon Pianazza and Nia Suardias, who've been not dominating. You know, this has been really close in that shifty breeze, and that those lighter downwind runs have really been keeping things tight.
Almost 40 seconds now to go for the last race of the women fleet, race number 10.
Here we go. We're looking straight down the line at, again, 50% at the boat, 50% at the pin. Let's see, about 25 seconds, let's see if that starboard group shifts down to the pin just like the men did and set up that wall, that the Great Wall of China, whatever it was, that kept those port tackers from making any inroads. They had to duck everyone. So here we go, 12 seconds, 11, 10. Wow, it's really hard to stay up on those 400, 500 centimeter foils when you're going so slow. Here we go, 4. Wow, staring down those starboard tackers. Here we go. And again, yep, just like the men's fleet, all the starboard tackers win. We have one rider kind of crashing out near the boat, the PPC. That's Marta Manja having a hard time getting back up on the foils. But those port tackers had to duck all the starboard tackers. Let's see who came out of this mix. I think here we go. These are all the starboard tackers in the group. I think that's that might be Nia Suardiaz right atop the ozone wing right there.
We see Oran,
Oran
Caroline on the bottom. Izette, she's the one pumping.
Yeah, Oran Saris just kind of got, oh, look at that, so tough. Nia Suardiaz falling off the foils, getting stuck under, just above Izette and not being able to hold it. That's a big change, everyone, in this fleet. There goes Izette, and there is Oran Saris in the free wing, probably having one of the best races of her day. I don't want to jinx her. Izette had a hard time getting back up on the foils there. I think Mirko, it's a little bit lighter here. We see a lot of people struggling to just keep up on those foils when they get in close situations.
Yeah, I would say there is a difficult situation when the gusts start to shift quite a lot. I mean, more than maybe 10 degrees, and we saw the different angle that they had with the board. And the problem is they could not tack straight forward because then they slow down too much.
And here we go, looking at the right side of the course. Just looking at the big picture, I think that group on port that did duck the starboard tackers are doing really well right now. So that looks like Manon and Madalena winning the right side of the course, but really close. Madalena it seems like she does not want to get behind Manon anymore. It looks like she's pointing higher, going faster. So let's see how that right side looks. Right now, you have Oran Saris in the middle right here, and then Izette Segura. So Izette is winning the left side of the course right now, along with Oran Saris having one of the best races of her day. I think that might be Nia Suardiaz, who really, you can see how much happened there. She was just above Oran Saris on starboard and fell off her foils, and that's the difference right there. But on starboard tack, that looks like Madalena coming out of the right side. Really strong. Is that in the very top middle? That might be Manon. So really what we have here, go ahead.
Yeah, I know, but this is exactly where Madalena she is. It seems to lead, but the problem is she's on the ley line, but soon maybe we will spot exactly what happened before. Then the ley line by the wind will start shift to the left, and let's hope she doesn't miss the ley line again and Manon again like before.
Yeah, and we can tell the breeze is shifting to the right now. See, there's Izette, Nia Suardiaz. Look, we just lost Oran Saris to the right of our screen. Nia Suardiaz tacks early. There goes Izette. There is Madalena to the left. So you're right. Things are getting a little bit light up here. Let's see if Madalena can hold on to that lead. Nia Suardiaz already passed Oran Saris. Just going really fast and with the right shift. And then there's Izette coming in on starboard with Oran right between the two of them. So this is a really close race.
Yeah, this is gonna be really a game changer, because if the gust is gonna arrive right before the mark, it will make the change. But as you see, Madalena went all the way down to the ley line, and she had to do another tack.
Yeah, Mirko, you predicted it. This is just like the men's race. They thought they were on ley line, they tacked, and everything is shifting up here. So there is Manon coming in from the left. She had to just cross Madalena. So Madalena wins this beat by getting that second ley line correct. The first one they didn't get right. So
and Izette again second.
Fantastic.
Izette second.
What a beat. Izette's having the two races of her life right now. She's an excellent racer. She's just getting back into her groove right now. Madalena, though, not making some of the mistakes that they've made before, gets the lay line right in that tricky top beat. There's Izette trying to pump just to keep herself right in line. She's not going to miss this offset mark. She's in second place. And let's see, Oran navigated that top of that leg great because she got passed again by Nia Suardiaz, and now she is back in business. Nia Suardiaz is back in fourth place. Manon is in fifth place, and then Costi, actually that's Suardiaz, who is that? Saris Pianazza Costi.
Costi is on the yellow. Oran Teris is.
Gotcha.
No.
Yeah,
Stop foiling.
Yeah, Izette just falls off the foils. Let's look forward here. Madalena Spanu just gets right to the mark, extends. What a sad moment for Segura. Falls off the foils when she was in second. Oran Saris having her best race of the day. She is in second, but luckily, luckily for Izette, a big black puff came and got her up and going. So she still sits in fourth place. So, wow. Lots of changes here. You can see that on the screen, everyone. All these rows of black puffs, even a little swell coming in against the breeze. So it is hit or miss right here. Let's see. Look at how tight these angles are now. There's Madalena going across the breeze. They have to head quite a bit higher in between these puffs, right?
Yeah, I mean, they have to, no, when the puff come, they can pump and go a little bit lower. And then when the wind is getting less, they keep pumping, but they need to have a different angle because otherwise you will lose.
Wow.
What foiling mode.
Yeah, what a lot of changes up there. And Nia Suardiaz just had a really hard time at that top of that weather mark, top of the beat holding on. But what we have here is Madalena managed that really tricky conditions at that top mark and is just extending all the way. Here she is, Madalena Spano on the bottom reach, our leader going into this afternoon's series. And now let's see where she ends up. This is the last race for the women to see who gets their position in the medal series or gets in at all. So here's Madalena Oran Saris, who was in ninth place going into this. Probably is secure into the medal series. We know that Madalena is winning this race, and she may even be winning the series. So, but Oran Saris, here she comes. Wow, big gap behind this group.
Oran Saris.
Yep.
For second.
Yep, fantastic.
So to make sure with this result to be on the top 9.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Oran, her best race of the series. She will most certainly be in the medal series in 9th, 8th, 7th place, something like that. But here is Manon, one of our top riders this whole time, in and out of leading the women's series throughout this entire regatta. Here she is. What a relief to get around that leeward mark after getting a 15th or something in one of the races after falling. There she is. And there is Izette in fourth place after falling off the foils on the top reach. Good for her for getting back up, but this reach isn't over, so I don't want to jinx anyone. But there is Manon. Let's see what that does for her getting into straight to the finals. Is that Segura in fourth place. Right behind her, the North rider from the Czech Republic, right?
Yeah, it's Chalupiknova Kristina.
Yep, Kristina. Good job, Kristina. And then right behind her, Costi.
Emilia Costi.
So Emilia Costi with the Nash sail. It's great to see Nash up in the mix.
Yeah, she's a really good athlete from windsurfing, and so
look at her go. Well, great to see her back up in the mix. Let's see where she ends up. I think she's doing all right. Suardiaz and Beldiak. Wow, we did not expect to see them that deep in this race, but man, it got dicey. It got dicey for the men in their last race, and it got dicey for the women, and a lot of lead changes. But we'll see what that does to Nia's chances of getting into the higher elimination rounds in the medal series.
Yeah, they are pretty sure to be. Let's see with the last win of Madalena, if it's gonna be some change on the overall standing. But
right. So that is our day. We have a men's bronze race that's going on after that women's race. There is Azette Segura, kind of the story of the day for the women's. For second place and fourth place in this race, just pushing really hard, almost winning a race. There she is with a beautiful tack right underneath us and into the water. But good job, Azette. She's had a really fantastic day. Good job, Azette. Well done. And well done to all these riders coming in today. It was a long, long day on the water and a lot at stake here. So, Mirko, tell us how it works going into tomorrow.
I mean, we are really happy that we got the 5 races for the girl and 5 races for the gold man, and so now we have the top 9 that will definitely go on into the medal series tomorrow, which and the 10 together with the other, they will run the golden ticket race.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen tomorrow is everyone else, not the top 9, they will do a long distance race to try to get the golden ticket, so to fill it up the 10th spot for the final series, and then it's going to be a repassage between the 7 to the 10. Top 2 go to the quarterfinal, top 2 go to the semi-final, and the grand final is going to be the best 2 of today. Right. With the 2 they will come and win, or they keep the position, keep winning the semi-final. Cool. And so this is it's going to be the great show that we supposed to have tomorrow. It seems that we're going to still have some mistral breeze, hopefully a little bit less chilly than, than today.
Look at Azette here. Good job, Azette.
But was good that after 2 bad days and with the rainy condition that we had, today was a really full day, a lot of races this morning, early session, and then all the afternoon here in Marina Piccola in Cagliari for the WingFoil Racing World Cup. I guess that everyone will be completely done today.
Yeah.
A lot of activity. Really well done, Chris. And I think that tomorrow is going to be really, really a great show to be delivered by all those amazing competitors on the men and on the woman.
Absolutely. I mean, it was great to see all the lead changes. The smile on Azette's face says it all. They are relieved to be back on the shore. And tomorrow, I mean, it's hard to get more exciting than the last couple races. You know, lots of lead changes, some new faces, some normal faces that have been in the top of the fleet. So, but yeah, let's see how it all shakes up. We'll go through the results, but you'll get to see it online. You can rewatch these races on the tracker. You can rewatch this live. First ever live, Mirko, for the WingFoil Racing World Cup. Good job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, but we're getting better all the time.
We need just nice weather for tomorrow for the second day and the first final live for the WingFoil Racing World Cup. So awesome. See you tomorrow in Cagliari.
Thank you so much, Mirko. Good job today. So see you tomorrow.